watching Let's Chat.
Volcanos 3D is opening at the IMAX tonight, and here to tell us what to expect is, of course, Tom Benson and our guest, Michael Dalton Smith. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me a little bit, I know we're going to dive into, who and what you do, but just a rough overview of Volcanos 3D and what's coming to the IMAX.
So this is a brand new IMAX film, and it includes some incredible footage. If you remember, this time last year, there was a huge eruption at the Kilauea volcano in Hawaii, and I think people were mesmerized by the curtains of magma that were coming out of the ground from those some 20-some fissures that opened up in Hawaii. And Michael actually traveled there at kind of the last minute, the eruption's happening, and captured a lot of that. So in this documentary, you're going to see that magma coming out of the screen and almost feeling like it's landing in your lap in this 3D film.
And Michael, you're the director of this film, and you were telling me during the break that you go into these volcanoes and you explore them. Tell me a little bit about your life.
Yeah, well, it's kind of an interesting perspective because you watch this on screen, but I'm there right with the guy when we're inside these volcanoes and stuff. But yeah, it's an exciting environment to be in, something that's like bigger than you would think that comes from nature. I guess similar to being in a hurricane or a tornado or something like that. But it's incredible the power these things have.
And so of course you have to use proper protection when you're exploring these volcanoes. So a heat suit is one of those, and we've brought one with you. Are you hot over there? Are you comfortable? And now, tonight, viewers can come out to the premiere and have the opportunity to try on a heat suit. Is that correct?
Yeah, they can take pictures with the person who's wearing the heat suit and meet Michael and take pictures with Michael. We also have students from Dade County High School who have a technology lab, and they do some 3D printing. They did a 3D printed sturgeon for us, a one science project, and there are files available for about 8 of the volcanoes that you see in the film that you can actually 3D print these. So there's an opportunity for educators there to use the education guides and use the files that you can download to kind of bring an element of STEM education to this film. So I think it's fun that, volcanism is one of those fields that a lot of the science is pretty new. We don't know how to forecast eruptions, and we don't know how to tell how big those eruptions or whether a volcano is going into a dormant phase or whether it's going into an active phase. So students who are looking at a career in science might think about geology and volcanism.
Michael, how did you get started with this as your career?
Just passion from a kid. I think I was 9 years old. I saw a documentary on TV on a volcano, and I was just mesmerized by the adventure to go to these places, places where people don't really go. And it's just, they're spectacular. We tend to think of them as very destructive forces, but in reality, most of them don't erupt on the scale of Mount St. Helens. You can get in close, and they're incredibly beautiful. It's just to watch science in action is unbelievable.
I agree. I think they're beautiful as well. Would love the opportunity to get close to one. This feels probably the closest I'll ever get. But what was your first experience like, at an active volcano site?
It's funny actually. It was before I got into this, and I took my wife to Italy, and I knew of this one volcano we could go to, and so I had to do a lot of convincing to get her to go, and finally she did. And turned out we went and we ate pizza and we watched big explosions from this volcano and lava cascading down, and then we actually went up and hiked the volcano, and at that point I knew that I just had to get more. And so as I was developing my career, I kind of focused on volcanoes, which was a passion since I was a kid.
That's fantastic. I mean, how wonderful is it to be able to explore your passion and turn that into your career as well?
Yeah.
And so with directing this film, what do you hope viewers tonight and moving on as it's here for the summer will learn or will experience?
Yeah. So this isn't, if you have any preconceived notions of what this is going to be other than getting extremely close and feeling what it's like to be in a volcano, throw it out the window, because it's going to teach you how volcanoes have shaped the world around us. And so you will see all the contributions rather than the destructive. There's a bit of the destructive in Hawaii, but it's more about how they help build the soils, the ecosystems, and stuff like that. So very different perspective.
Sharing the beauty and the goodness of them. All right, tell me, Tom, what do we need to know about the premiere tonight and how to catch this film moving forward?
So you can register online for tickets or just show up at the box office. Again, the film will roll at 7 o'clock, but we'll have some of the other activities leading up. And then after the film, Michael will give some of the behind the scenes, what was it like to make this film, and take questions from the audience. So we have some of these 3D printed volcanoes for kids as door prizes if people ask good questions. So we'll have a lot of fun tonight. And if you
can't steal any of my questions.
Yeah, if if Chip notices a measurable rise in temperatures near the downtown Chattanooga about 7 o'clock tonight, it's probably from the heat emanating from the 6-story screen at IMAX.
We love it. All right, again, go ahead and get your tickets now and register for the premiere tonight. And this is going to be available beginning tomorrow for a couple more weeks.
Yep, Friday will be the actual start date for it, and we'll have it all the way through the summer. And we'll have it into the fall, too, for school groups. Educators who have a geology section in their science classes might consider adding this because there's a lot of rich educational materials that come with this film.
But we want you to come tonight, too,
Yeah.
and meet Michael. All right, guys, thanks so much
Heat
for joining
suits
us.
are optional.
Try the heat. Yeah, the heat suit's optional.